Hello and welcome to this week's Faith to Conquer Fear Inspirational Moments with me, Christy Demetrakis. I'm the author of Faith to Conquer Fear, Inspiration to Achieve Your Dreams, and Faith to Conquer Fear, The Journey. Before I get started with this week's inspirational moment, I want to first take a moment to thank all of you who have been viewing these videos over the last, I believe, 8 weeks or so. I've seen all the views, I've seen the likes, the comments, and more importantly, I've seen the shares. And so thank you so much for those of you who have taken the time just to hit that share button. It only takes a second, but to help share this Faith to Conquer Fear message. It is a global message. It is a message that everybody needs to hear. So I thank you in advance for sharing this one as well. So before we get started, I wanted to do that. But today I want to talk specifically about the power of giving up control. The power of giving up control. So a couple of days ago, I was walking to the lunchroom and I ran into a coworker that I hadn't seen in a moment, and we used to work on a team together. And we did the cursory, hey, how you doing? And we never missed a stride. We just kept it moving just like people do, right? We just say hey and keep it going. And then he stopped and he looked back at me and he said, Christy, I want to share with you a story if you have a quick moment. And I said, sure. And now just for some history, my coworker is a new believer. He came to know Christ not that long ago. And so anytime I see him, I'm always excited to hear if he's gotten some new revelation. But it's just so wonderful to see people on their journey of following Christ. But anyway, back to his story. So he said, I want to tell you a story about my girlfriend's daughter. And I said, okay. And so the daughter and her spouse have a 2-year-old child already. And since they've had that child, they have been praying to have another child. To no avail. They've been praying and praying and praying. And she was finding herself getting very, very frustrated with God not answering this prayer, with them not being able to get pregnant again. And so come to find out that she's a new believer as well. And at some point in her journey of frustration, she came to herself and she said, you know what, God? Clearly the way I am praying this prayer is not working. And instead of me asking you for what I want to have what you want. So if it is your desire, God, for us to have another child, then let it be so. But if your desire is not for us to have another child, that is your will as well, but help us to be okay with it. And he's telling me this story, and I'm just already getting goosebumps because I feel like there has to be a good ending to this. So it turns out that she gets baptized, because again, she's a new believer. The same night that she was baptized, she and her spouse conceived their second child. What a wonderful story that is, right? Now, he tells the story much better than I did, but, I had goosebumps listening to it. He had goosebumps telling me the story, and all he could say was, oh my God, yeah, oh my God is right. But after we got past the excitement and I walked away, and I've been thinking about what I wanted to share with you all tonight, it really came to me that how important it was, what the turning point was in that prayer for her was when she said, God, no longer my will, but yours. No longer my will, but yours. And as I think about the things that I pray for, as I think about the things that I know other people pray for, we pray for things. I have a long list of things that I am praying for right now. And I realize in that moment of listening to him tell that story, I realize that not everything have I given up control on. Yes, I'm praying to God to make it happen. But am I praying in such a way that truly gives the control of what happens to God? Am I truly giving over the situation to God? And that's what I would challenge you to think about. Think about the things that you are praying for in your life right now. Have you truly submitted it? Are you praying in such a way that your prayers line up with God's desires? Because here's the thing. God will answer our prayers. The word says that. God will answer our prayers. And sometimes he answers prayers that we should not ever have prayed in the first place. Let's just be real honest. There are some things I go, thank God you didn't answer that prayer. Even though at the time I thought I really wanted it. But there's some things that, we shouldn't pray for. But for those things that are truly in his will, that are in his desire for us, have we given it over to him? Have we really submitted it to him? Or are we still in the back of our minds kind of holding on to this control of trying to manage the situation ourselves? That's my question for you today. And that's all I have for you today. So I want you to think about that. Are you truly giving up control? That is a hard thing for us to do. When I know when I even said give up control, some of you just on your insides, you just started going, oh my God. Yeah, that's a problem. Giving up control is an issue for many of us. But in order to get the things of God, in order to be walking in his plan and his purpose, we have to be willing to give up that control. And so that is my challenge and my push to you today. So that's all I have for you today. Again, this is Christy Demetrakis. I'm the author of Faith to Conquer Fear, Inspiration to Achieve Your Dreams, and Faith to Conquer Fear, The Journey. And I hope you will join me again next week for more inspiration and tips to increase your confidence, build your faith, and conquer your fears. And also take a moment to hit that share button. I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.